Hi there, Sandy Freschi here, back with another video. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are talking about the conditioning field as we understand it through the lens of human design. I often talk to people who are new to human design when I'm doing their readings, or even in the comments here where you are on social media. And the conversation sometimes goes to this attitude or this belief that the conditioning field is a bad thing. So, is conditioning bad for you? And is the conditioning field bad for you? So, what do I mean by the conditioning field? Let's talk about that first. You know that we are all made up of energy, and we have these auric fields, these energy fields around us where we exude energy that interacts with other people. And that's the point of understanding your human design type and strategy. It really gives you the framework of something to experiment with to help you to understand how your energy field interacts with other people and with your environment. So, the conditioning field is actually other people's outside energy, or the energy in the environment that's coming to you through the neutrino streams as we understand it with the astrological transits. And basically, what it is like these outside energies that we can understand as expectations, or things that we've taken in, or attitudes that we've taken in from the outside, that take us into an experience of what is known in traditional human design as the not self. So, if we look at this mechanically, let's look at this chart that's got a lot of open areas on it, and in particular a lot of undefined and open centers. If we look at a chart like this is a design of someone who is taking in all of these outside energies from the auric field, from the transits, from all of that, and potentially taking it in through those centers, amplifying it, and possibly distorting it. And then that's where you get confused. If you're doing in the conditioning field and you're taking this in and you don't understand your design, that's where you can really get confused about what is really you consistently and what is not. Because what has happened since the time of our birth is that we've been taking this in, from our parents, from our mothers and fathers and siblings and schoolmates and teachers and everybody else, from the first time that we took our first breath on the planet, and even before that in the womb. And we, as we grew up, developed habits and coping patterns that take us away from this true consistent aspect of us that would be in these defined centers on your human design chart, in your definition, where you have centers colored in. And if you're not aware of what you're taking in and what is truly your consistent expression of energy, you can get very, very distracted and off course as to your direction, what's good for you and what's not. So, if this is where I think a lot of people get this idea that the conditioning field is a bad thing, when in essence we can't avoid being conditioned. The gates of the transits, when the transits of the sun and the planets are in certain gates, as we traverse the astrological wheel, inevitably they're going to meet with some of our hanging gates on these undefined centers. And if you don't understand that dynamic, I'll post a link to the video where I talk about defined gates on undefined centers. And when that energy starts to come in, that's when we get an experience of these gates that are lying dormant on our openness. So, those are potentials that we have for experiencing other things. And other things that we don't normally consistently experience through what we're exuding out in our definition. And we're, in a sense, meant to experience those things. Otherwise, they would not be part of our genetic or epigenetic program that we understand on this human design chart. So, is the conditioning field a bad thing? When you know who you are, and again, strategy and authority really help you to tease that out as you experiment with that. When you really understand who you are and who you're not, what you're taking in your openness, especially in your open and undefined centers, and you understand how you can manage that energy, what coping patterns and habits you've developed that maybe don't benefit you, or maybe they do. Who knows? It's your experiment. When you really understand those dynamics, the conditioning field can be a really beneficial thing or force in your life. Now, I'm a projector, and projector energy types, from my experience and what I've observed of my projector clients and friends, for projector energy types, the conditioning field is very, very beneficial, because we are sort of here with the way that our aura operates to be in the right conditioning field so that we are called out and invited out into the things that really benefit us and benefit others so that we can make our contribution. Now, I'm not in anybody else's body. I don't have anybody else's human design body graph, so I can only speak for myself and from what I've seen. If you're another energy type, like a generator, manifesting generator, a manifester, a reflector, perhaps the conditioning field isn't as beneficial or as crucial for you. The right conditioning field, that is, perhaps it's not as crucial for you. Maybe the wrong conditioning field for you is something that's just an annoyance, as opposed to those of us who are projectors and have the penetrating and absorbing aura, where it can really, the wrong conditioning field can really, really debilitate us in certain ways. And the flip side of that, of course, is that the right conditioning field can really bring out our magic, our genius, when we know how to manage what's coming through us from the outside. So I'd like to know what your energy type is and how you can recognize, or how you do recognize or become aware of, the conditioning in your life and in your environment. What are you aware of in terms of how you are affected by the conditioning field? So thank you so much for joining me. As always, if you find this video helpful, please like it. If you want more videos like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell that notifies you of when I upload new videos. And if you know anyone who can benefit, please share this video with them. Thank you so much, and until the next time, be well.